Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigvalgrim here, and welcome to another video. We're going to put my boy Mr. Freeze here to the test in League Raids. This is the build that I'm currently going for. It's pretty much got max percentages. The fast attack chance is worthless because we're going to use Beta Club. And look, it's going to be a Raven, Brainiac, and Mr. Freeze team with Beta Club. But Sigvald, can't any legendary in the game with Beta Club and the right stats one-shot if you put them with Raven and Brainiac? Yes, you're absolutely correct. But after that fight, I also have a fight from Night Fury, where we see Mr. Freeze performing without a Raven in there, and kind of can get an idea about how much damage he can do compared to Manta, because Manta usually goes with Brainiac. So that's the true question. Do we give him Brainiac? Is he strong enough to surpass Manta and have Brainiac? So yeah, that's what we're going to take a look at in this video. All that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so first up we're going to get into my fight over here. We have a 5-star Raven, a 6-star Brainiac, and a 3-star Mr. Freeze, and that's pretty much what we're going to roll with. Keep in mind, this will perform better at higher star ratings, but in this scenario over here where I'm using it, so we're going to talk a little bit more on that on the next video, but where I'm using it, it's gonna be more than enough. It just needs to exist pretty much, and to have some bonuses, to have some crit chance and crit damage. That's the bare minimum a legendary has to do in order to properly work here. We got a decent start. We're stacking fast enough with Brainiac. We have Sword of Salvation on him for power generation, and we have Sword of Sin on Raven in order to reduce the defense of Dr. Fate, because bosses in tier 8 are going to have something close to 75% defense. So if you're not going to reduce that, your damage is going to be heavily reduced, even with Beta Club, because Beta Club is going to be based on the damage that you deal on that specific basic attack hit. So if that's lowered by defense, the dot damage will also be lowered by defense. Okay, so we're at 10 stacks here. Not a great start, not gonna lie. Raven taking a special one in the face, that's not ideal. But yeah, nevertheless, engage the combo there. Special one again. Gonna back off a bit, re-engage the combo. Into our special one. 3 stacks here. Re-engage the combo yet again. Our special one. 4 stacks. Gonna back off again, re-engage the combo. Another special one. 5 stacks, there we go, Mr. Freeze getting tagged in there. Special 2 in there. And yet again, taking a special one to the face. Not a great start yet again. Taking another special one to the face. We have to be real careful at this point. We froze him, so there's not that high of a chance to freeze him, but as far as I've seen, and as you'll be able to even better notice in Night Fury's video, that 25% chance is going to be actually big enough for League Raids, surprisingly, because you can do it in a way where you spam it. Use special 3 there into a jump attack to proc the 3 mil dot damage yet again. This is not really showcasing Mr. Freeze potential. This is pretty much a testament. Look, it's a legendary character. It works with Brainiac. We almost died there also, but we're going to quickly dispatch of him. So yeah, there we go. Mr. Freeze 3-star one-shotting Dr. Fate. Now getting to the real fight, to the real thing. So over here we're going to have a classic one Rumen at 6 stars, so that's going to be quite a huge boost in terms of crit damage. You're also going to have a Brainiac at 6 star with Sword of Salvation. Now, before we get into this, you need to keep in mind, and I don't know if I necessarily approve of this choice. I would have put maybe Sword of Salvation on Wonder Woman to like maybe generate some power if needed, and Sword of Sin on Brainiac to reduce the defense. But this man did not do that, so this man is going to hit at the brick wall of 75% defense. So when you keep in mind the damage done, keep in mind that if using Sword of Sin here or another way to reduce the defense, the damage could have been tripled. Or at least doubled if you were gonna take out Wonder Woman for a character that reduces defense like Classic Superman. But keep in mind, this man is hitting into a brick wall of 75% defense, and I don't think he has armor pierce on basics. And even if he had, that doesn't apply to jump attacks and swipes, so that's worthless for Beta Club. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and stack with Brainiac, going all the way out to 10 stacks. He's got Beta Club on the Mr. Freeze. Gonna stack up some power to go straight into a super move with Mr. Freeze. That is going to give him a lot of stacks and put him at 30. I mean, he was not too far from 30 because Brainiac gave him like 20 already. And Super Move nicely sorted that out. Special 2 in there, gonna get hit in the face as well by a Special 1. He's taking far less damage than I did from that. Already the dot damages are quite high, we saw 1.8 mil. And the thing is, this freeze will last ages. So you only need to freeze him once if you're going to use the Beta Club, and you can like do one jump attack until you get a high dot value. You see the high dot value, you literally let the whole high dot value run its course, and then you do another one. I think you can, to an extent, literally keep him frozen half the fight while damaging the crap out of him, and I think that's going to be actually the optimal gameplay. And this man is resisting freezes, like, don't get that wrong, don't get that twisted. If he didn't have freeze resistance, he would have frozen like 5 times already, considering how much he set in that. And yeah, that's a 2.5 dot value, and that's quite a lot. I know why he tagged Brainiac in there to do some combo. I would have just watched him. I would have just sat there and watched him get all of his health drained out of him through the Beta Club. Now jump attack, another special 2. The damage is not too high while the enemy is not frozen, so that's something. Okay, now it's frozen. Now it's frozen. And the dot is already increased compared to not frozen, and then your basic attack hit and the then the dot damage seems to be increased separately, and that goes all the way to a huge increase. So yeah, quite interesting indeed. So the true question, now that we've seen how this works, now that I have explained how this works, and there is most likely a more optimal way to do this fight yet again. First of all, add some defense reduction, my dudes. But yeah, amazing job by Night Fury. Make sure to check out his channel. Like, that should go without saying at this point, but I should at the same time not forget to say it. Links to his channel will be in the description, the pinned comments. Make sure you go check him out, show him some love, some support, give him some subs. But yeah, now the true question. Is Mr. Freeze better than Black Manta? This might be a little bit of a wild guess, but I'm going to say the following. If you do have Beta Club, then Mr. Freeze is most likely going to be far better than Manta. Because Manta is going to, with Beta Club and Brainiac in this very semi-situation where Brainiac actually has the Sword of Sin to reduce the defense of the enemy, is able to one-shot. And if you got the maxed out Brainiac at like 7 stars and stuff like that, it's gonna be able to do that with like, let's say 20 seconds left or half a minute left. But Mr. Freeze almost one-shot, got close enough to that at 5 stars and without reducing that defense. So in that regard, I think Mr. Freeze is going to have a far better time than Manta, taking advantage of the Beta Club. If you do not have the Beta Club, is Mr. Freeze stronger than Manta? In this scenario specifically, in League Raids, I doubt it. But in Soul Raids, against targets that can actually be frozen every single time and you can lock them into a Freeze Infinite combo, that still kind of remains to be seen, but at the same time I highly suspect that's the case. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. We can only wait and test that out, and so far we're not able to, because we're at the point where the Soul Raid boss's health is still not high enough to make that comparison, because they die before the fight is over and we can see the full potential. But yeah, all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Yet again, check out Night Fury. Will be links to his channel in the description in the pinned comment. And all that being said, I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.